All right, detectives and future scientists, welcome to Module 4. In this module, we will look at how a computer processes natural language. Today, we are putting on our bias-busting goggles and hallucination detectors to figure out how AI guesses wrong, like when your little brother blames the dog for eating the cookies. Why computers can be unfair without meaning to. Well, it's not the robot's fault, it's ours. And how we can train AI to be smarter, like teaching a puppy to sit, but with more code and fewer treats. Look around this classroom. See the Turing test maze? That's like a video game for robots to prove they're almost as smart as you. And that bias alert sign? We'll be using that a lot today. Ready to crack the case? Let's go. Time to gear up, explorers. Here's your mission board for today's adventure. 1. Treasure hunt. Evidence-based inferencing. You will be like detectives using clues to solve mysteries, just like figuring out who ate the last slice of pizza when no one's confessing. 2. Untangle the yarn. Referential ambiguity. Ever played telephone and ended up with a totally different story? That's what happens when AI gets confused about he, she, or it. Number 3. Time travel. Early AI meets modern AI. We are hopping in a time machine to meet the scientist Roger Schank, the guy who taught robots to predict what happens next. Like knowing your mom will say no if you ask for ice cream before dinner. Now complete all 3 quests and you will unlock the ultimate badge, AI Bias Buster. Who's ready to level up? Okay, story time now. Meet Paul and Alice, our mystery duo of the day. Paul comes home from work, kicks off his muddy boots, while Alice's worst nightmare, tosses his dusty overalls in a bag and rushes to shower before dinner. Alice? She is not happy about the mud. Your mission: be the detective. Read this paragraph carefully. Answer the questions there. But here's the catch. The answers aren't written in the story. You have got to hunt for clues like a bloodhound, but with less drool. So, let's get started. Okay, detectives, you are ready to read the passage carefully and answer these questions. Now, keep in mind when you answer the questions, keep a pencil handy. Put down the evidence from the passage based on which you have answered the questions. Let's start now. We will be comparing your answers with that of the robots next. Drum roll, please. It's time for human versus AI, the showdown. On the left, Team Human. That's you, with your brilliant brains and clue hunting skills. I believe you have read the passage and answered all these questions with evidence to the best of your abilities. On the right, we will compare the ChatGPT's response to these questions. So, let's compare the answers. Did the AI get it right or did it hallucinate? Like make up silly stuff. Did you miss a clue that AI caught or did the AI miss something you spotted? Vote now. Thumbs up if you agree with ChatGPT. Thumbs down if you think it messed up. And if it's way off, yell hallucination. Now it's time to compare your answers with another bot. This time it is Gemini. Now, compare the answers. Did Gemini get it right? Or did it hallucinate? That is, make up silly stuff. Did you miss a clue that Gemini caught? Or did Gemini miss something you spotted? Vote now. Thumbs up if you agree with the Gemini. Thumbs down if you think Gemini messed up. And if it is way off, yell hallucination. Now it's the final showdown, human versus AI. We are going to compare your answers with that of Claude. Let's start comparing the answers. Did the Claude get it right, or did Claude hallucinate? That is, make up silly stuff. Did you miss a clue that Claude caught, or did Claude miss something you spotted? Vote now. Thumbs up if you agree with Claude. Thumbs down if you think Claude messed up. And if it's way off, yell hallucination. Now that you have checked the responses of 3 different AI tools, which one do you think answered the best? Let us know with evidence. Round 2, detectives. This time it's for your practice. Scan the QR code, get the paragraph with the following questions. Now let me just ask, what day is this paragraph referring to? Now infer all the clues from the passage when you answer the questions below the passage. Best of luck, detectives. Time for us to meet the works of an early AI scientist, Roger Schank, the original robot whisperer. Back in the 1970s, Roger taught computers to predict what happens next using scripts. Well, what are scripts? Scripts are patterns in the sentences that help fill missing information. They connect different parts of the paragraph together, and as they do so, these scripts help us make smart guesses about missing information in the paragraph. But all the smart guesses are based on evidence. Okay, scientists, gather around. Today's experiment. Can you spot the AI lie? This little robot here, it just said unicorns built the pyramids. Wait, what? That's what we call hallucination. When AI makes stuff that sounds kinda real, but it's totally fake, like saying dogs can fly if they eat enough spinach. The moon is made of cheese. Big questions. Should AI admit when it's unsure? Like saying, I don't know, but here's what I found. What if a robot didn't tell you it was guessing? Could that cause trouble? It's your turn. Invent the silliest AI hallucination you can think of. Go. In this hands-on exercise, you will train your own AI model to behave just like Alexa. If some of you hasn't heard what Alexa can do, well, if connected to a fan or a light, Alexa can turn them on or off based on your verbal commands. Now, you will develop an application where you will test your words that you type is being interpreted by the AI model correctly to turn on the fan, off the fan, turn on the light, or turn off the light. So let's begin. Pop quiz, word nerds. Who's ready for the Vinograd Schema Challenge? It's like a riddle, but for robots. Back in 2012, some genius scientist said, hey, computers are terrible at understanding pronouns like he, she, it. Let's test them. Example: I poured water from the bottle into the cup until it was full. The question they asked the computer was, what was full? The bottle or the cup? Humans, as you are smart, you'll say, duh, the cup. You pour into the cup, so it is the cup. Robots, on the other hand, may say, ah, the bottle, the floor, my circuits. Why is this so hard for AI? Because it needs common sense, something you have got tons of, like knowing you don't pour water out of a cup into a bottle. That's just silly. Why do you think scientists love torturing robots with these riddles? Because it proves something huge. Humans equal to common sense champions, whereas robots, common sense newbies. Now let's break it down, detectives. Here's the scene. Top left corner. Kid pours water from the bottle. The cup overflows. Oops, it's full. The other kid points out at the cup. Winner. Why? Because it is equal to the cup. The bottle's empty now. The water went into the cup. But here's the kicker. If we said I poured water from the cup into the bottle until it was full, now it is equal to the bottle. Same words, different meaning. AI struggles with this because it doesn't live in the real world. It doesn't see cups and bottles, it just sees words. So it guesses, and sometimes guesses wrong. Your turn. Swap cup and bottle in the sentence. Does it change? Test your partner. Next example. Paul tried to call George, but he wasn't successful. Who wasn't successful? Paul. He is the caller. Paul tried to call George, but he wasn't available. Now who is he? George, the one being called. Same word, he, totally different meaning. And AI? It sweats bullets trying to figure this out. Good news, you can teach AI by showing it millions of examples. It slowly learns, kind of like how you learned to tie your shoes, but with more math. All right, justice warriors, let's talk about AI's unfairness problem. Spoiler, it's not the robot's fault. It's because AI learns from us, and we aren't always fair. Imagine AI is a sponge, soaking up everything from the books, websites, and movies. If those things say boys are good at math, girls are good at art, wrong. Only dads can be doctors, wrong. Heroes are always tall and muscular, wrong. The AI believes it and repeats it. Yikes. Three sneaky bias sources. Language bias, words that say this is for boys, that's for girls. Human bias, our brains assume things like nurses equal to women. Societal bias, real world unfairness, like only certain people get to be leaders. But here's the cool part, you can fix it by pointing out bias, like a superhero training AI to be fair. Introducing winner bias, the gender detective dataset. Scientists created this sneaky test to catch AI being unfair about gender. Here's how it works. Example: the physician hired the nurse because she was experienced. Question: who is she? The physician or the nurse? If AI always says she is equal to nurse, bias alert. In real life, anyone can be a nurse or a doctor. Try this. The chef praised the baker because she was creative. Who is she? Another example. The engineer helped the architect because he was skilled. Who is he? Did the AI assume the gender based on the job description? Or did it let anyone have the job? Let's check its fairness score. Look at all these sentences and then look at the table below. You see the ambiguity? Ask the teacher for clarification. Time for pronoun detective training. Here's your case file. The doctor phoned the nurse because she was late. Who was late? The nurse phoned the doctor because she was late. Now, who was late? The doctor phoned the nurse because he was late. Wait, who is he? Tricky, right? Even humans sometimes pause. But here's the real question. Did you assume the doctor was a he or the nurse was a she? If so, that's bias sneaking in. The words didn't say the gender, you filled it in. AI does this too, and it's our job to catch it. Let's practice rewriting these without assuming. So far, we have been looking at AI text generation. Now we will focus on AI image generation. Well, we will ask the AI to generate several pictures of US Army combat personnel. So what do we get? Well, different pictures, all right, but all showing men. Well, where are the women? The diverse faces? This isn't the AI's fault. It's because it learned from photos where most soldiers looked one way. But real life is way more colorful. Now it's your turn to fix it. Ask these questions. Well, who's responsible for fixing it? How would you redraw it to show the real army? But first, you have to know whether an image or a video is AI generated or real. Or is it deepfake? Now, watch this video of a tool that just do this.
Ever received a video from your aunt and it would seem real, but it would actually be fake?
Yeah, and I've received it so many times. And imagine so many people get frauded because of all these AI generated videos, which cause monetary scams and other scams across the world. What if we had a solution for all of this?
We have great news for you. Welcome to TrueView. TrueView not only determines whether a piece of media was created by AI or not, but it also breaks down the red flags to the user so they can understand exactly why it comes to this conclusion. Let's look at a quick example. I'm going to upload a video that was generated with AI to the platform. While it's processing, let me tell you exactly how it works. It uses the AI or not API for a simple verdict, but this API doesn't actually explain why. This is why we included OpenCV and Google Gemini to get a deeper breakdown of the visual attributes and truly understand what makes that video or picture authentic or not.
After the video is analyzed, it moves on to the dashboard. We used AI or not API because it is a model fine-tuned for this purpose and is better than general models like ChatGPT and Gemini for a verdict. At the same time, we also analyze the file using OpenCV. Firstly, we can see that TrueView is 99.8% sure that the video is generated by AI. We can also analyze media that is deepfaked. In this case, it's not. We can see brief points of reasoning that is generated by passing our OpenCV insights into Google Gemini. We use Gemini Flash model to translate these technical metrics into non-technical and human-readable explanations.
So you see, there exists tool to check for biases and fakeness of videos and images as well. Mission almost complete, agents. Before we wrap up, it's feedback time. Scan the 2 QR codes and share your feedback. What was the coolest thing you learned? What should we teach the AI next? Did you love the bias monster? Should we add a fairness dragon next time? Complete the survey because your ideas launch us to the next adventure. High fives all around. You have officially earned your Junior AI Bias Buster badge. Now go forth and make the digital world a fairer place.